Beautiful people of the world, welcome back to another episode of the 1-0 T90 Studios podcast. And we're joined by a very special guest, Dylan Pieras. Welcome.
No, thanks for having me, guys.
So, obviously, you know these boys pretty well. Yeah. You come in and get your hair cut. Who cuts your hair, Jamie or Aleague?
Jamie.
I've actually never cut his head.
Yeah, next time I come in, I want Aleague.
Yeah, I get Jamie too, as you can probably tell. But
I suck.
I said, Aleague, what does he do here?
Just fucking make sure the lights are on.
But, yeah, obviously we'll chat a bit about yourself,
Yeah.
Adelaide United, I guess a bit about your journey and all that sort of stuff. These boys obviously know you pretty well, so
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to throw some questions away. But before we get into it, how are you?
Yeah, no, good off-season right now. It's always good to have a break. It's good to see the family. Obviously, I've got a little one, 10-month-old, so it's good to bring her down to Melbourne and get to see my whole immediate family, my cousins and stuff. So, no, it's been good. I go back this Sunday and, back into it soon.
When does Brisbane start?
For us, 1st of July, we start.
Beautiful. Jamie, Ali, how are you?
Good, bro, you?
Alright. Yeah, I was hoping you weren't going to throw it to me straight away. But yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's kind of fun.
How's one go?
Yeah, I'm a victory medal, going to say.
That's
random, isn't it?
Did it take you long?
Yeah. Have you ever won a best of fairest or players it?
No, not yet.
Nah, that's right. So one of them.
No, it's good.
Nah, I can't complain. Something to be here.
Yeah, that's good.
Living the dream.
Do you miss Melbourne?
No.
You didn't?
Nah, to be fair, I was in the city today and, I just stopped in a few coffee shops and it's just you can't go wrong here for that stuff. That's what I must say, coffee, restaurants, it's amazing. But in terms of lifestyle, I hope I don't get a lot of Melbourne hate for this, but I think Adelaide's way better. Just,
serious?
Yeah, in terms of lifestyle.
Because it's really chill?
It's chill, but it's just less people, so less traffic, and everywhere it takes 20 minutes to get to. Especially I think it's because the time of my life I'm in now with a kid, with a young family, it's absolutely perfect. If I was a teenager, 18, going out, probably not. It'd be not that great. But in terms of the stage of life I'm in now, 100% Adelaide.
Jeez.
Yeah,
It's nice in Adelaide. Have you seen the big balls?
No,
What
but
did you just ask?
It's in Adelaide, so I've seen the big balls.
Big
It's about
balls?
in Adelaide, isn't it? Yeah, Rundle Mall balls, mate.
yeah, Rundle Mall, yeah. I've been to Rundle Mall a few times.
Sorry. I knew it was stuff they used to do, that's why. It's literally just one big ball and then a big ball on top of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's nothing special.
So first place my cousins took me to see. Go see it.
Well, if I lived in Adelaide for a year, I've never heard a mention of big balls yet.
No, you didn't go to Rundle Mall.
But he was mentioning big balls when I was Rundle Mall.
Fuck.
Anyway, what were your sort of thoughts and feelings, first up, I guess, for you, maybe personally, with your season this year?
I thought I had a good season. It was the first season in a while, maybe since I was 20, and I played every single game just about. I think I played a position that really suited me. That wing back, we played a 4-back, but when we attacked, it was basically like a wing back role for me. And I thought it suited me really well. And I thought, especially the first half to the middle of the season, I had a really, really good season. And then I feel like I dropped off a little bit towards the end. I think our team dropped off a little bit, which doesn't always help. But I was pretty happy just to be playing week in, week out, really. Yeah.
Was there anything that you sort of did differently, maybe as to why you played a lot more of those games this year? Was it body-wise, fitness-wise, habits?
I think more comfortable.
Yeah, I think I just fitted into Adelaide really well. One thing is you guys probably heard this a million times, but a good footballer is a happy footballer.
Absolutely.
So I think I was just really happy, and Carl Viet, to be fair, I've got to give him credit for, he brought me. I was at Western Sydney, my contract wasn't done there, so he really wanted me, and making the decision to go there obviously worked out really well. But he backed me from the start. I played every single pre-season game. I started 14 games before the season even started. That's never happened to me before.
14 games before
Yeah, no, there's pre-season. Don't even start. That's what I'm not looking for.
Are you doing that again?
Yeah, it's about 15, 16 weeks. Yeah.
We're at the longest pre-season.
Yeah, it's
anywhere around the world.
Well, the season itself is 24 games?
No, 20.
22.
It's 28 rounds, but 2 buys.
Yeah, 2 buys, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's basically, I think it was, I had didn't have no injuries, touch wood, which was good. And yeah, Carl just backed me in. And playing that role kind of was a bit of a fluke, actually, because I came as a winger.
Yep.
And then Panache, our right back / playing that role, got pretty injured.
Yep.
And then I had to fill in there against Western Sydney in the FA Cup. And I had a really, really good game. And then I kind of they were like, oh, well, you're going to play there for now.
Have you been thrown in that role before? More a bit of defensive
Yeah,
work as
well, when I played under Rudin at Western United, and I started every single game, 22 games I started there, he played a 5-back, so I played that wing-back role.
Do you enjoy doing the defensive work? I know
Yeah,
what you've done.
No, I don't, because I was a right-back when I was younger.
Oh, yeah.
So, as in, from the age probably 12 to about 18, 19, I was winger or right back. So I have a lot of experience as a right back. So I was comfortable there. Okay, I'm an attacking player. I love attacking, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Defending,
It's not how you made it where you are.
yeah, but I'm very comfortable doing it, and I don't mind. To be fair, sometimes when you put in the good tackle, when we played Malvich, I'm going to stitch up a Zani here, but yeah. Can't swear on this podcast.
Yes, you can.
No.
It's full of barbs.
I hope Zani watches this.
You know we had Bruce on here, yeah?
Yeah, and you can fact check this, anyone, if you want, but I bitched him at home ground. We went for a 50-50, and Azani likes to think, he should.
Yeah.
And just moments like that, it makes me I love defending.
100%, yeah. Especially on a player like Alzani as well,
Yeah.
who wants to skin everyone.
Yeah, I reckon I've got.
Well, what do you reckon is better though? The cheering that your teammates get behind you when you score a goal, when you put in a fucking hectic tackle.
No, honestly, I think a hectic tackle.
I think a hectic tackle as well, to be
Yeah,
honest.
but yeah, so that little moment, shout out to Azani, I love you, bro, but I have to stick you up here.
Sorry, man.
You went on a decent run, at Adelaide, because obviously you went Western United, Western Sydney, and then Adelaide, and it was everything just fell into place. Attacking and defending wise, everything just fell into place.
Yeah, no, you're right. Obviously, at Western United, the first 2 years I was there was quite good. I was really young when I went there, and Rudes was putting me on every game. I didn't expect to start. I was only 18, 19. Started a couple, but I was involved every game and that. And then the next year he played me basically every game. And then I went to the Olympics, which was I was shocked because I never made a under 23s. I was in the 2000s was the shit age bracket because to go to the Olympics, it was 3.5, almost 4 years older, was still eligible.
Yeah.
So I went, it was me and Tilio that were the youngest there.
Yeah.
I think Tilio and, if I'm not mistaken, there's probably one more, I can't remember, but me and Tilio were the youngest.
I think that's one maybe.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. But then, obviously, the next 2 years at Western United weren't so good. It's how football goes. Under John Aloisi, which, coaches have their opinions on football. It's I didn't have a bad relationship with him. It's just how it goes sometimes. So, I had those 2 years where I was in and out. Then I went back to Western Sydney. I went to Western Sydney back with Rudes. And to be fair, I can't complain either. He gave me a good chance. I started the first game. Me and Lockie Brook were interchanging. We both didn't really take our chance the first probably 5, 6, 7, 8 games. And Rudes is very honest. He's you don't play good, you're out. And he's good like that. So I was okay.
Was he like that at Western United as well?
A little bit different, but he was just, he was very just straight honest with you. And
The
then,
environment at Western Sydney was very different to Western United, though.
Similar, but yeah, he's quite intense. But and then Lockie Brook ended up going on a ridiculous scoring run, which shout out to Lockie Brook, he's my boy as well. And to be fair, I went to Risen why am I not I kind of knew I was playing bad. It's good to always go to a coach why am I not playing? And this is what Ruge is which I respect. He's just how can I drop Lockie? He scored 5 games in a row. And I went, it was a 2-second challenge. I kind of, all right, what can I do better?
What do you sort of do in this situation where, you mentioned at Western as well, where you got your opportunity, but you probably would have wanted more, needed more, and you're saying now, you're not getting a game because you're not good enough. It's because the guy in front of you is just doing really well.
Yeah.
What do you do there? Is it hard to sort of stay mentally prepared?
Mentally hopeful, or
Nah.
Is it hard to sort of mentally be like, all right, well now I'm just going to wait for my chance, or do you just sort of sit there and feel like you're swimming in nothing?
Yeah, like it's never nice when you're not playing, but at the same time, when it's that situation, you kind of can just accept it because it's like, well, what can you do? Like, to be fair, it's like you just think, well, if I was in his position, scoring every week,
Yeah, exactly.
I would be raging if I got dropped.
100%, yeah.
So I was kind of like, you know what? This is how football goes. Sometimes I have to sit and wait for my next opportunity. But you know, sometimes it can be really bad when, you know, you truly believe you should be playing and the player in front of you is not doing well. That's when it's hard.
Oh, of course.
And like, you're like, okay, he's given him 4 or 5 games, he's played bad, he hasn't done well, like, when's my chance going to come? That's when you can get, you know, mentally down. But I was more just like, well, I just got to do the best I can when I come on. And yeah, it was just, and like, I was really good mates with Lockie. So, you know, seeing at least him play, like, wasn't, you know, of course, like, well, I've spoken with Lockie. He wanted to play with me and I wanted to play with him. We had a good relationship.
Absolutely.
Like that. And we drove each other every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it's that situation, I was like, what can I do? I'm like I used to come to training and be like, bro, fair fucking play.
Exactly right.
And,
exactly right.
Yeah, so,
at least it was good. You were sort of pushing each other. So regardless of like,
yeah.
if he does end up starting, I want to start, but you're happy for
Yeah,
it.
no, well, that's what,
No animosity.
that's the thing, like, we were playing together at in pre-season, we were playing on the left and right wing, and we were best mates, so we were like, you know, it was kind of like, oh, we're playing together, and then when we started shifting and it started to be like, oh no, we're both going for the same position, we literally had a chat. I'm like, bro, like, I don't want this to fuck our relationship.
No.
And we're like, you know what, like, I'm like, bro, I want to play, you want to play, let's just push each other and just see what happens. And so we had a good chat about it.
That's fucking good on you.
It's real cool.
Yeah.
Straight up.
So
When people
there was no animosity, and like when he scored, I was always like, "Fuck you, man."
It's like you've held your spot for another week.
Yeah, I'm like, "Fucking hell, man, you're fucking." I'm like, and we used to banter, "You're ruining my career." And I'm
That's
like,
unbelievable.
but yeah, so yeah, it was a good relationship with him.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sick. It's really good.
Okay. Okay.
Sure.
Alright.
Let's take a break.
Let's take it back to the start.
Mm.
Obviously, local boy.
Yeah.
Go back to the very beginning.
Yeah. Well, I started off actually doing ice kick, so the other code.
So you get the free footy.
Yeah.
I signed up to Oscar for one day, just get the free footy.
Yeah. So
You knew soccer was your calling, that's why.
Oh, something says.
yeah. So that's, I started off playing ice kick. Collingwood supporter up the Pies. Got to win another flag.
Top place.
So that's how I started playing ice kick, and then basically, I don't know, I just said to my dad, me and my 3 brothers just said, we want to change and play soccer, football.
Mm.
And that was it. It started when I was 8 at Killer Park, just down the road, which was, I haven't been there now. I'd love to go back there, to be honest.
You haven't been back?
No, I haven't been back in ages, man.
Come down Sunday at
Do you run there?
Come down
Yeah,
Sunday,
sure.
3 o'clock. We'll see Kilo Sunday, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, and then I was there till about 12, and then I made the shift to Spring Hills, the boys.
Yeah.
Played there for a little bit. That was a bit controversial back in the day because Keilor and Spring Hills in the league that I was in were like rivals in a way. And then then I tried for the Skillaroos, which is, I don't think that exists anymore.
No.
State team.
No.
So that was like the under 13s and 14 Skillaroos, and I tried a year younger actually. With the under 13 Skillaroos, with Connor Metcalf and stuff, because he's a year older than me, and Benny Jonro and all them, and I got to the last round and I didn't make it, so that was kind of like my first setback.
Yep.
I was like, looking back now, I'm like, it actually meant nothing, but I was like, I was crying in my room and all that I didn't make it, and then the next year I went for my age group and made it to the 13s, and then went on to the 14s, and that's when it got a little bit more serious, as in like the nationals meant more, because that under 14s group was going to be like the next Joeys kind of coming up in under 15s and stuff. So, I did really well there, and ended up Melbourne City ended up wanting me, and it's actually a funny story. I was supposed to go to the NPC, which is under 15 state team.
Yep.
And I ended up going to Melbourne City, actually, AIS, this is when my age group was the last AIS ever. Because I don't do AIS anymore.
So yours was the last group?
Mine was, yeah. The 2001 group was the last one ever.
Yep.
And I remember the AIS, like, yeah, we want you to come, live in Canberra, the elite program of Australia. And I turned it down, and so did a lot of players, because this is when Melbourne Victory and Melbourne City first got their under-20s.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, I chat with my parents, and I was like, well, the AIS is kind of designed to then go to an Aleague.
Exactly.
Now, that's why they got rid of it.
Yeah.
Because now, Melbourne Victory have, I don't know, it's the 13s, I think.
Yeah.
14s.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, I'm just going straight to Melbourne City. And the AIS didn't take that well at all.
So they had pushback on that?
Yeah, they were not happy. They called me, and they were like, oh, well, don't expect to be called up for another Joey's camp or tournament.
Did you already have the Melbourne City offer there for you?
Yeah.
When you had that AIS?
Yeah. So the Melbourne City and AIS both knew, like, I'm going to pick one.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so they called me, and they were like, listen, like, because, they were the elite program, they were the best, which, they were. But I reckon 8 or 9, even 10 of the probably main players in the Joeys, and it was a combination from Melbourne and Sydney, all went to Ag League clubs over the AIS. Yeah, so anyway, so they called me and said, don't expect to come to another Joeys camp, and I was like, shit, okay.
How old are you?
15.
Wow, 15. Got a phone call during that.
Yeah, and I got picked 2 months later to go. Anyway, I think that was just more projecting there.
Yeah. That would have been a shock for them as well, like you said, that obviously the sort of pinnacle for where these kids would go and play. And
no one would have ever said no.
Yeah, no one would ever say no. So there's, with these Sydney and Victory coming in and starting this.
And Sydney FC and stuff.
Yeah, you almost wonder how they almost let it happen.
Yeah, though, that, like, at the same time, like, I don't blame them, but, like, makes sense, like, why would you go to the AIS, leave a family, when you're literally going straight into an A-League team, which their programs are elite anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
The only difference is, in the AIS, I guess you kind of live and breathe it. Like, okay, you go to the school around the corner.
You've got no distractions.
Yeah, it's, you live, with a shared family, and, like, sometimes, like, they will do video sessions during school. It's okay, but, so that's kind of what happened, and then, continued, like, playing with the Joeys, and then I was 15, playing at Melbourne City 20s, and it comes up to play NPL. Got told I couldn't play by the FFV. They're like,
they wouldn't give you a dispensation to play.
You're not allowed to play, you're too young.
What?
And we were Melbourne City like, what the hell? Like, what do you mean? Like, if we want to decide to play this kid who's 15 in the 20s, FFV's like, nah, that's the rules.
Wow.
And this was because also, like, I'd been in the NPC as well.
Okay.
They weren't happy with that either. So there was kind of like, a bit weird. And then,
so you're like an enemy to football before at this
Bad.
point, and football to an
Probably
enemy to
number one.
they were not happy, bro. So they're like, no, you can't play. So, like, I obviously was speaking to Melbourne City, and the coach was like, well, I need to play to develop. Like,
exactly.
I can't just train.
Yeah.
So then we somehow worked it out with the FFV that I get a dual registration. So I was actually at Pascoe Vale, playing at Pascoe Vale at 15 at 15 years old, under 18s. So I would train with Melbourne City
and then play
every day of the week and just rock up on game day and play at Paco 18s. Swear to God. Yeah.
So you were at Paco when Jordan was at what?
I can't. I don't know. This was ages ago. Yeah,
it's funny
10 years ago.
Dylan Geordie used to run a Mark Kilo back in the day when they were like under 8s.
Yeah.
And Alana used to be there as well. Like him and Geordie used to run around during game days.
Yeah.
Alana was on the pitch. Alana's on the pitch playing, and then him and Geordie are just running around. Kilo Park running them up. Yes.
So Pascal were okay with you not being part of the team at all?
Okay,
except for 90 minutes.
Yeah, because Steph Kotlakovsky, sure you know him. I grew up with him, playing state teams and stuff and whatever. And his family has a massive influence in that day.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I can't remember. I think they run the club.
I think his uncle.
So like
you can fact check it. Just give him a call later.
So obviously at the time, my dad and Steph Kolakowski's dad are close,
Yeah.
and said, "Oh, well, Pep Kolakowski's like, just bring him to Paco. We'll play him in the 18s
Right.
because we're like, oh, we've got to find a club now."
And you're 15 at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like looking for an NPL club, and then Pep's like, "Just come play Paco." And I was like, "Oh, done. All right, sweet." So that ended up happening, but it was I kind of felt bad because like these kids that are under 18s at Paco, some kid that's never trained with them just rocks up and takes it because I had to start.
Oh, wow.
And you're younger.
And I was much younger, so
That's what I was going to say. You would have had a massive sort of target.
Yeah,
so
so
like 18-year-olds.
I ended up, you know, and they would use this Melbourne City hero, fucking this, that, whatever, right? So I ended up like saying to my dad, "Listen, I need to train with them once a week, just so at least like those boys, like I felt bad, and so did my dad. So we went to mum and said, "Listen, I want to train once a week," and they're like, "Yeah, that's fine." So I ended up doing like 3-4 sessions either with City and one with Paco. Sometimes I was every day. So Melbourne City, I was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday Paco, Thursday, Friday City, Saturday play. So I did that only for a little bit, while Melbourne City was fighting to
get you back.
to get that rule, and then after like maybe 4 or 5 months they did it.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it was just a really weird thing, and then I ended up playing 20s. Yeah, so I only played like maybe 6 or 7, 8 games for Paco. Yeah. So that was an interesting little part in my career. Yeah.
And then
They probably still hate you to this day. Oh,
Yeah.
you made your A-League debut young for City.
Yeah, 16.
16 years
Six,
old.
well, 16, and I think I was about less than a month out from 17.
Yeah.
But I was 16, and it was like 280 days or something.
You look like a 12-year-old.
All right, have you seen the photo?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
The footage of you on the touchline ready to come on, it's like
Bro,
bringing on a 12-year-old to an A-League game.
nah, he was.
What's that like?
That was
16,
Yeah,
making your debut.
that was mental, bro. Like, I'll never. That's probably still my favourite part of my whole career. Like,
So, up back and stuff.
no, Melbourne City.
I was Melbourne City. I was City.
Yeah, so obviously I was full time. Well, no, sorry, I got it all wrong. I was in the youth team.
Yep.
Not 20s, more youth. I went straight to youth team after 1 year, and the youth team. Who's got it? The youth team, I was killing it. Like, playing unbelievable. Like, I remember I was playing really well, and then like the first team, like the A-League would ask me to come train like once a week, maybe like every couple of weeks they'd ask me again. I'm like, oh, this is great. It's like, you know, whatever. And then all of a sudden I like get a call on Sunday night, like a week before the game. You know, and I was ready to go to school. Like, I packed my lunch for school, and like getting like my shit ready for training at 4:30 at Melbourne City, and I get a call. Oh, hey Dill, can you not go to school next week? And I'm like, well, yeah, what do you mean? They're like, oh, this is the youth coach. They want you to train full time with the want you to train, not full time, want you to train the whole week next week with the A-League. And I was like, well, every day. They're like, yeah. I'm like, shit, fuck, what's going on here?
Sheesh.
And at the time I knew, so Franich was injured.
Yep.
Manny Muscat got a red card, and I think it was Retre, who used to fill in there sometimes,
Yep.
had a little tweak, but wasn't sure if he was going to play or not. So I was thinking, oh, okay, that's why, like maybe
It's
low,
like a just in case.
low in numbers for training. I thought, oh, for training. So anyway, we had to call the school at like 9 o'clock at night. My mum worked at school,
Yep.
so it was fine. Like, my mum knew whoever she had to call, and they're like, oh, okay, like, make sure, you know, catch up with the word out. Like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so I get there, and, you know, John Van Schip, Michael Volcanis, was like, yeah, you know, have fun. That's what he said, have fun, like, enjoy this week. Didn't really much say, I want you to just enjoy it. Like, he was good to me. I was cacking it, bro. Like,
100%.
From the youth team, and like, you gotta think, like, in that team, you know, Bruno, like, all these players I idolise. Stefan Mork, you know, Riley McGree, Franich, Manny Muscat, Neil Kilkenny.
But Muscat is a massive, like, unless you watch the A-League and then you know Manny Muscat.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolute legend, by the way.
Was Kilkenny or you?
Yeah, Kilkenny, you know, all these, you know, big players, as Melbourne City always have big players. And, yeah, I just trained, and I just remember when it got to tactical, he's put me in the starting 11. So, yeah, so I trained the first day, whatever, it was just normal, and then when we got to tactical, I was like, they're calling out, they have the bibs, which is the second team and the thing. Yeah. Like, I already started walking to the bibs, or even I thought, I'll be on, because sometimes we have too many players, some players are sitting on the side.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, calling out the thing, Dylan, right back, and I just went like, fuck, skull. Yeah. I thought,
fuck, I'm right in the deep end, there you go.
I'm like, okay, this is like...
Must have said the wrong name.
Yeah, anyway.
Is there another Dylan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember just going out thinking, okay, don't panic, I remember in my head, like, I remember clearly, don't freak out, just get the ball and pass it. Try not to make a mistake, and that's it. Because I was thinking, maybe they will start me, maybe they're testing me to see how I'll handle this.
Yeah.
Anyway, we started training, and I remember just off nerves, the ball got played to me, and I was getting pressed, and I took a mad touch past him, ran down the line, and then just passed it into Bruno, and I thought, fuck it.
Fuck, we're on here.
All right.
Let's go.
How did I do this? Anyway, had a cracker session, and I'm like, and then I remember after session, Volcanis just came and just patted me on the back and walked off. I'm like, okay, whatever. Thinking, oh yeah, okay, sweet. Anyway.
Yeah, cold.
Yeah. Anyway, the next day we had a day off, then, 2 days before the game now, tactical again. I'm in the starting 11 again, and I went, fuck, this is legit now, okay, you put me in there earlier on in the week, but shit, I might be actually starting. I remember going to my parents and they were like, nah, don't. I think they were just projecting how nervous they would be.
100%.
Like, nah, they're probably just seeing, they'll just put Retro in there, or Tongi, safety.
Yeah.
They're probably just testing you to see how you go. If you did really well, that's cool, we're proud of you. Don't have high expectations, you might be in the squad or not. That's what they'll. And I
just so you don't get high hopes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they were saying that for that as well, and how nervous they were. And then the day before the game, we do video on the set pieces. My name's on the set pieces, and they're starting okay, this year I'm starting. They can't. There's no way they can do this and come rock up tomorrow, and I'm not starting.
You get there, psych.
Yeah. So I remember shitting myself, and I said to my parents, I'm starting, bro. And they're like, no. They just did not want to believe it. They're just like, no, you're not starting. I said, they're like, listen, just get to the game, see if your name's on the starting 11 when you get in the change room. I said, all right. Anyway, I remember getting in the change room, waiting, and now I look back, I was clearly starting, but I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, not at that age, man.
And anyway, the assistant coach writing the names on the board, and I just see him right keeper, and went straight to right back, Dylan P. And I just sat there for 5 minutes fuck.
Wow.
Shit, this is real now. So I text my parents, and they read it and just didn't reply. And my brothers were like, fuck yeah, sick. My parents didn't reply. Anyway, after I found out after the game, apparently my dad had 7 scotches before he got to the game. Apparently he was absolutely just shitting himself. So it was
who was the game against?
Brisbane Roar.
And what's the reaction from the boys of the team when, yourself at the time, 16-year-old gets their debut at the start?
Yeah.
Does someone like a Bruno come up to you and just go don't worry about it, just focus? Or?
Yeah, I think a lot of them, most of them come up to me and Dill, just don't worry about making mistakes. Bruno, I think spoke to me and gave me good advice. Is he just said to me, he goes, what are you good at? I said, running. I'm running.
Sounds like it's football.
Being fast, taking on plays. He goes, do that. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. And that kind of made me feel G'd me up a bit.
100%.
Anyway, I ended up playing a really good game. Really good. I made the team that week.
Wow.
So I had a cracker game, and that kind of is what just set off my career in a way. Yeah.
Let's make team the week and you still have fucking homework to do.
But
that's fucking ridiculous.
I went back to school.
Yeah, straight up.
And then they ended up giving me a scholarship 2 weeks later.
Yeah, they have to.
And I was full time after that. But so I went back to school, and man, that was
100%. Yeah, no doubt.
So, yeah.
Your mum.
Oh, I remember. But yeah, so that was basically that story, yeah.
And then from City to Western United.
Yeah. So obviously at City after that, never played a game again, which I don't know how, but I played 3 more games later. Just didn't work out well. And then when Western United came up, I was like, this seems alright.
Yeah.
Ended up going there, and I was living in Fraser Rise, and the training ground was at Georgie's. So, like, it was just a coincidence. This new team came, and the training ground was, like, honestly, like, I walked the training most days, like, literally walked.
Wow.
It would take me 1 minute in the car, like, not even. So that was really sick. And then, yeah, obviously I talked a little bit how I played a lot under Roods, a little bit at Western United, and I had a great time there, like 4 years at that club. Like, they will always be, like, kind of special to me in a way, like, kind of kick-started my career, and, yeah, like, I'm a Westie as well, so Western United will always be a special club to me. But, yeah, I had a great time there. I think, I don't know now, but I'm probably top 5-ish, highest capped there for sure.
Yeah.
I think I was at 97.
Yeah.
I think it's me, Connor Payne. Definitely Tamoki's number 1 now.
Tamaki, yeah. Tamaki.
But it's like me, Connor Payne, Walesy.
All the OJs.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then obviously made the did you want to go on to the next part? Like to Western Sydney, or give me another question?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, keep going. I feel like I'm rambling on.
Bro, this is your pod. We're just doing.
No one wants to hear our voice for them.
No.
Wait, were you always number 5 when you were there?
Yeah.
Always.
Always number 5, Rich.
Is there any meetings that?
No, not really. When I went there, like what number do you want? And I think my brothers were always 5. And they're like, oh, I'd be sick if you choose number 5. And I'm like, fuck, I want to choose number 5.
Yeah, because like you're a right winger, yeah?
Yeah.
5 is not a right winger number.
But I kind of rated it because no one in the league
Yeah.
was 5 as a winger. And people used to bring up, why are you 5 as a winger? But I kind of rated that. It looked cool. Like,
it's different, definitely
yeah,
different.
it's different. So,
One way to stand
There's
out.
not many
no, there's
like number 5s.
No.
It's 7 and above for wingers.
Yeah.
yeah, has to be.
Straight out.
Were you the first player Western United side?
No, I think second or third.
Second or
It
third?
was me, Connor Payne, and Valentine and Yule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I Payne was first.
I think Payne, I can't even remember that. It was like within like a couple of days.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
We were the 3 first signings.
Yeah.
What was it like at Western, I guess, at that time where you obviously were there, where it's so fresh and so new, and how much, like, as fans and outsiders, we had no idea, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, what was it like for you, more sort of going, was there a lot of trust that you had to have in the club and the coach at the time? And
Yeah.
it's like, all right, we'll follow your lead, or?
Well, 100% because I signed and there would have been 3 staff, there was 3 players. Like,
Just like a...
nothing, bro. Like, I remember they weren't sure where they were going to train. Like, just, like, fresh as... And I remember doing promos in Geelong. Like, the Steve Horvath, who's a big guy, part of the club, owner. Yeah, absolute legend of a guy, Steve Horvath. Love that guy. He looked after me so well, and he's one of the main reasons how far Western United have come. He's such a good guy, and like, yeah, he was the one that was driving me to Geelong to do the promos, and yeah.
So why, if you can answer, why did you sign for Western? If it's so much of an uncertainty, what sort of made you go, well, you know what, maybe I can go there?
Well, I just thought opportunity. Like, you know, at the time I thought, well, it's not going to be crazy big dog plays, which it was.
Exactly.
Which didn't really matter in the end. But yeah, I was thinking, you know, new club, fresh, on the Westie, they loved that. Like, that was one of the main...
You were like the poster boy at that point.
Yeah.
Which I think is so important. I've been one of the biggest... I feel like America do that really well. Where you are and where your club's based, we want to try and build off that.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds a bit obvious.
There's meaning
Yeah,
behind it. Yeah.
like, I think Victory with like Burgos having a great striker.
Yeah.
I think from a marketing point of view, we could have done so much more. With that.
Yeah, 100%.
Because there's obviously so many of us.
Yeah.
We could have marketed that so much. So like,
Yeah.
I think that's crucial. Because if I was from the West and I had a player like yourself,
Yeah.
and then if you make it well known that you played at Kilo Park, you played at Pasco Rail for 6 games, you played at Spring Hills. If I'm a kid that's over there, like, so am I.
Yeah.
I think the thing as well is that, like, within the entirety of the league, there's Western United, which, they want to represent the Western Melbourne. Then you've got Western Sydney, who represent the Western Sydney. So it's like, everyone else is on, like, that broader spectrum. It's like, all right, Melbourne Victory. It's like, all right, we represent the whole of Melbourne. Okay. Brisbane Roar, the whole of Brisbane. But it's like, with those two clubs, and especially with United,
They almost have the most identity.
100%. Like, you're actually representing something. So then, when you came in being, I'm from the West, and born in the West, I've played in the West, like, that's why you were just like, yep, there you go, poster boy for us.
Well, how do you compare that, I guess, to going to Western Sydney, where it's obviously, like, you were there at the time, and Wanderers fans, we know that they're so crazy. Wanderers as a fan base, as a core, they're fans in a club that I think other A-League teams want to see. As a Victory fan, I want Wanderers to be strong, because when they're there in full power.
Yeah.
And it's good for the league.
Yeah.
For the football here, that's what you want.
Yeah.
So what was like that jump, obviously, there going into Wanderers?
Yeah, that club is crazy good. Like, in terms of that stuff, like, their identity is all based on the West. Like, they're very strong on that.
Yeah.
Very, very strong. And like, I truly, like, the hate between Western Sydney and Sydney is more than Melbourne City and Melbourne Victory.
Yeah. Obviously, without knowing as much as you know.
Yeah.
I don't think Victory, we don't hate City.
We laugh at City.
We laugh at City.
But there's no,
we'll laugh at it
there's
more
no
and more.
genuine sort
I see, obviously being a Melbourne City, like, there's a rivalry, but there's something about Western Sydney and Sydney, there's something real there. And I think it's purely because, like, Sydney FC truly, like, kind of represent that eastern
suburbs,
well-off, rich areas.
I was going to say, is it more of that coming across in
Yeah.
way, more of that sort of socio-economic sort of...
100%.
But they market themselves off that. Like, we represent the people and the families from the West who don't come from much, don't have to show off a lot compared to East Sydney.
I don't know if you've seen videos and even how the marketing team at Western Sydney, they want us to pump that.
Yeah.
They want us to,
Western Sydney
we want the hard working, like, they don't say poor, obviously, or anything like that. They wanted to, like,
the working people.
The working tough, immigrants, wogs, even, like, Australians, of course.
100%.
The hard working people.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a real rivalry there, man. Proper, real. Yeah.
That's it.
That's what makes it, man.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Obviously, I guess the probably biggest derby you're part of is Sydney Derby. Like, what's that?
Oh, man. Like, I've always been a Melbourne biased person. I always, the Melbourne Derby's better.
So no chance it's better.
I just think only, like, because of the real hatred, I think, but only that Sydney FC are massive, so is Western Sydney, but Melbourne City's fans aren't so big.
Yeah.
So it's, imagine like Victory versus Victory in terms of
fans. Yeah, absolutely.
So of course
you can look at for context 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
As much as it pains me to say, you've got Western Sydney versus Sydney FC in a grand final.
Right.
It's terrible.
Oh, it's crazy.
Whereas, like you said, it was almost Victory versus Victory in the sense of trying to build something.
Yeah.
Trying to build that heart and tension and rivalry before that game. City just rocked up, beat us 1-0 and won. Thanks for coming.
That's true. Like, if it was a Western Sydney grand final, the social media would have been
ridiculous.
About playing in my first derby, even my parents, they came, and my brothers, they could not believe it. And by the way, like, my parents and my brothers, like, we are mad A-League fans, and I was a Melbourne Victory member for 10 years. We didn't miss a game in 3 years, legit. Like, we missed like 2 or 3 games in 10 years. We were crazy Victory fans. So, like, they knew what atmosphere was like.
Yeah.
And they could not believe it. Even me, like, I had a lot of experience in the A-League, and I don't really get nervous. That was the first game in a long time that I was, like, fucking nervous, man.
Did you start that game?
Yeah, I started that game. It was fucked. Like, the atmosphere, like, the whole Western Sydney, RBB and the Cove, I've never seen anything.
Was that the game where they went hard on the tifos? Like both clubs went hard on the tifos?
I think I can't. It's a blur, bro. Like,
wasn't the one where they had Arnold?
No.
It was an ANZ. It was an Allianz.
Allianz, and they went really hard. Like both RBB
so.
and Sydney FC went massive on the tifos, like full length tifos.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of put us to bed. They put the Victory fans to bed.
Yeah, it's mental.
Touching on Western Sydney, because we're gonna mention another fucking chaotic person.
How was it settling into Sydney for starters? Because you were still young as well.
Yeah, mental, bro. Like Sydney, that was the first time moving out of home, which was fine. But Sydney is like Melbourne on steroids, man. Like, especially because it's how it's designed is honky.
One-way streets.
The
Great.
roads.
I want to clip that up.
Yeah, bro.
Send it straight to them.
Send it to
You
Spain.
think people have it on TikTok now? Wait till you fucking do that.
Yeah, Sydney, like, don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. Like, looking wise, it's unbelievable. Like,
Yeah,
when you go to the harbour and you see the houses on the hill and the river, it's incredible. But in terms of day-to-day life, no good. Like, for me, I didn't do anything because it was a hassle to do. It was like a massive effort to do anything. Like, even to go to my local Woolies, it took me 15 minutes. Yeah, to be fair, I lived on this road that was Centenary Drive. Fuck, man. I wonder if any Sydney people that watch this would know that road. It is a disaster, man. It was
What
Part
place
of Sydney,
was
what do
it?
you live?
inner west, so Strathfield, Burwood.
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
A little bit.
Where is it?
Not like,
Of course, you know Sydney, man.
you hear people talking about it.
If you guys know where the core stadium is,
Yeah.
like where the Olympics, Sydney Olympics, 2000, like 5 minutes across from there.
So it's busy enough as it is.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just like just chaotic, man. Like I think maybe I didn't enjoy it because I didn't do anything. It was just like even like to go to the beach for us, like to go to Bondi or Coogee, which was the closest beaches to us. It was easily like on a Saturday, bro, an hour plus.
No.
Like
Suck it.
easy, man. And like I was, like it's not that like in terms of kilometers, it's not that far.
Yeah.
But
Banked up.
it was just like to go to go anywhere was just nothing under 25 minutes. It was just like so like that, but like I love fishing.
Yeah.
And the fishing there is unbelievable. So I loved that side of it. But for like if I'm thinking now like with my small family now, it'd be I would hate it. Yeah.
Was it? See, the chaotic person that we want to speak about is Milo. Was it easier going there knowing that he was there with you?
Yeah, no, obviously, like, Milo is my best mate. One of my best mates, if not my best mate. But he, obviously, was at Western Sydney with him. Western United with him, and then obviously moving to Western Sydney was sick. Like, when I called him, like, bro, sign the sign, he was, like, G'd up as.
That's sick.
So, yeah, Milo, man, he's a character.
He's Western Sydney through.
Yeah, but he's unbelievable, man. How he's progressed in his football is just incredible. Like from where he come from at 18 at Western United, the progression and
the trajectory he's been on
it's just been unbelievable. The improvement he has, I've never seen more of an improvement in a player in my life.
Well,
and it's a credit to him. Like his mentality is insane. Like he is just so mentally like believes in himself, and that's one of the main things. Like he's just every day he's just
like if he wants it, he's gonna go get it.
Like you need that bit of like cunt in football, and he has it. He has it. Like I think maybe I'm a bit soft, maybe sometimes. Like I'm a pretty chill guy, but he's got that dog mentality, man. That if he wants it, he'll get it. And I think that's why he's been so successful because of that. And when he got his chances, he fucking did what he had to do and never gave his spot up. And so like I'm fucking super proud of him, man. Like he's unbelievable. Yeah.
He got dogged pretty hard the last couple of weeks for not getting picked up for the Socceroos, but
look.
He moved.
Not my decision. If it was up to me, I think he should be in there. But
he's fucking done everything he
deserves. Like, this is the thing. Like obviously, like he shouldn't drop his head. He'll get in there. He'll be in there for sure. in the future, no doubt. But he's got nothing to be upset about because he did absolutely everything he could this year. So, and yeah, like I said, now he's got a big move, and I can't see him not being in the Socceroos eventually.
Was he A-League player this season?
Johnny Warren
Yeah, Johnny Warren.
and Tobin.
Mm.
That's first play in history.
Great.
So
It's only one to ever do it.
yeah, only one to ever do it. And you know, he's 24, right?
Cool.
Young.
Anyway, beat it, Milo. This isn't your podcast. So.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. All the best.
Before, is that the 14? I think now we've got 14 Aussies playing in Scotland.
Yeah.
This Cassini Yankee just signed
Yeah.
there.
And Sapsford.
And
Sapsford to Dundee.
Sapsford went to
Now,
But
we're talking
Yankee,
about-
now Yankee and Milo are together.
Yeah.
What?
Bro, dangerous. It is. That's a freaky front two.
What do we come?
That is freaky.
It's actually like 14 players.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Like pretty much all of them have got like at least 3. There's like not one of those clubs where there's an Aussie, where there's just one Aussie one.
So
So
it's like the state leagues in NPL here. We've got like at least every club's got like 3 Japs.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Scotland's got like 3 Aussies. There you go. There's your Aussie. Yeah, man.
Which is other thing.
Yeah.
real cool.
Well, Scotland's the closest thing, like, not, it's not the closest thing to Australia, but like,
It's a
they're
close-
very
yeah.
similar.
Do you
To
feel
us.
like
It's
it's
not
not
other
culture wise?
culture,
Yeah.
weather,
Pretty
football.
I don't know about weather. To Melbourne, yeah. Not
Yeah, Not
not the
the
rest of the.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot that we're shambles.
Yeah. Speaking of sort of players that are moving,
Yeah.
Craig Goodwin, he
Yeah.
obviously just joined you. I mean, have you played with him at all?
No,
Before?
I've never played
Playing
before.
first now. So with Craig Goodwin coming in now, what does that do for I guess the changing room, and I guess for someone like a player like you now that might at times end up playing behind him?
Yeah.
I mean, it's arguably been one of Australia's best
Yeah.
players the last couple of tournaments.
Yeah.
He's killed it.
Yeah. So obviously that's what a signing.
Two
And-
good as well.
Yeah, 2 good wins. That's dangerous.
But
So, yeah, obviously him coming into the team is just going to boost the team tenfold. So that's going to be good. Whether I don't know what the coach is going to do, our new coach. Whether I think I'm going to be rotating maybe between fullback and winger. I'm not sure how he plays or whether he's going to play Goody on the left or the right. I'm not too sure, but having him in the squad is it's going to do nothing but good for the team. So. I'm really excited. I've only met him once at an awards night a few years ago, and I didn't know him, but he spoke to me. Like I just ran into him, and he was super duper nice to me. So
super duper.
yeah,
Super duper nice.
Super nice.
That's up there. Must be
Yeah.
a nice guy.
Dad, man.
yeah. My
Bad thing to say.
Where are my New Balance runners with my jeans?
Super duper nice.
I need to get you one of those really old Asics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sign that, like, obviously you guys had it. I think maybe at times, like you said, sort of finished where maybe teams would, like, people would maybe put you, but I think also at times sort of overachieving. You had obviously with young Archie Goodwin as well. I think people knew he was probably could have a breakout season, but probably not as good as what he could have done.
Yeah.
You bring in some of the likes of Craig Goodwin and someone that's so Adelaide United poor, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
Like, there's only better things you could imagine would be happening with the team next year. What sort of, or who are some of the boys that maybe at Adelaide United maybe took you for surprise when you sort of got there the first time, or still now to this day where you can sort of see, like, tune into them next year because they're going to explode?
I probably would say, like, when I first got there, Pana Kikianis
Yeah.
surprised me.
Yeah.
I knew of him, didn't know much about him. But I think when I got there, like speaking to a few boys and stuff, they really rated him. And he's surprised. Well, I don't know, I didn't really know him, so was it a surprise or not? But like, I knew who he was, and like I've heard of him and stuff.
Not a name that's really been heavily out there, I guess, within the league.
No, but I was just really surprised with. He will love it when I say the aura he has. So. Obviously, Pana took me by surprise. The confidence. I just want to say he has aura because it was rough when I say that.
Yeah.
Because he and Johnny Yule, they always, you've got mad aura, you're farming aura, because, young kids of today. But, just.
One of the young kids, what are you talking about?
Who's the hell?
No, 25.
Oh, bro, you're a young kid.
How old was you, little?
10 months.
Crazy.
Yeah. My missus is 24.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I would be like that.
Hey, that was the weirdest phone call I popped there.
I got 3 days. Three days.
Whoa.
3 days. What?
I mean it in a good way. I'd love to.
Stop lying, bro. You're not 22, bro.
Yeah, we'll get.
You're 37. Stop lying. All the comments on TikTok are true.
Can you believe that?
This guy, yeah? This guy's talking about ages. Settle down.
Sorry, it's not about us.
Yeah, so I think he surprised me with his confidence. For a young player and a centre back, you could just feel, you could see like he just didn't care. Like he thought he was good, which is good by the way. Like not in a cocky way.
Yeah.
You got to think you're good.
But he held himself.
Yeah, held himself well, and his ability to play balls, like his passing, is unbelievable, bro. Like his ability, like I think that's what separates him from centre backs. Like his ability to skip lines, to find a 10 or. I love that about him, and he plays risky balls, and he's more of a ball playing centre back. I think he surprised me the most.
I think this season, though, out of all the seasons, like really put on show the younger players in the league.
Yeah,
like
100%.
And the three that will come to mind, and it's wild because it's three centre backs.
Yeah.
It's Kikianis, Pantas, Pantasopoulos, and Dylan Lennon at Western United.
Yeah.
Like. Bro, like they were probably the three most spoken about centre backs.
Yeah.
And they were all like fresh on the scene.
Isn't it crazy, Panta's story, eh?
Pantas is wild.
Like, comes to Western Sydney from NPL, didn't have the best year on the roots, was probably going to leave. And go back to NPL.
Too much on the he was really on the tipping point of like he was losing confidence.
He was losing confidence. Maybe you thought he couldn't hack it in the A-League. And then bang, like it just goes to show football is mental.
Bro, I love it.
Now look at they're talking about he's another 23.
He's playing for Ollie Roosevelt. But
I saw that post.
I love how he's just got his shirt tucked in.
Yeah,
he
like,
looks
he's another player that's crazy improved. But like, just look at that story. Like, a really good NPL player coming and I'm good with Panta, good mates, and this is no disrespect. When he first come, you could see he was a bit out of place.
Yeah.
Maybe not up to the level, but. Just goes to show, maybe he just needed a year to settle in, and have a coach that believed in him.
Absolutely.
And credit to him as well. Like, look at the way he's played this year. Unbelievable from him.
It was wild to see, like I've known Pantas from when he was 15, from the futsal days. He used to be on a futsal pitch, and he used to be 10 times bigger than any other player on the pitch. And then you go and watch him when he was at Oakley, and he was so young, but sitting at the centre of the defence, he just looked so big. And, he was, a lot younger than me. But I was looking at him and be like, bro, you're that young, but he just looks like he fit.
Yeah.
And then you saw him in the A-League system, and, you spoke to him, and he even said, he goes, it's at training and stuff like that just wasn't, things weren't fitting into place, and then now all of a sudden
it's a big jump. It's a big jump. I don't cut too much slack for this, but there's a big difference between NPL and A-League. There's a big difference.
That's evident. Like you see it in Australia Cup.
And mate, for me, if you play these NPL teams in a season at Amy Park, it's done.
It's finished.
Do you think that? Talk if you want.
Oh, this one's
Fucking joke. Do you think that sort of gets misconstrued a little bit? Do you think people are at the belief of the NPL to A-League jump really isn't that big?
Yeah. I think...
Is that a little bit... And I know you can't talk on other players, but that's a little bit of general...
I think that's a general consensus that, there is, Panther, there is, of course, there's always going to be missing players everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? And there is going to be players, the handful of players that are in NPL that could play A-League, of course. But on a general scale, there's a big jump. And, there's been evidence of players that come from NPL to the A-League and haven't hacked it. But, Panther, he's probably said it too, when he probably come train Western Sydney, he was probably thinking, holy shit. Yeah. Especially look at the, you're training, you go to a Victory, you're training with Asani, Palais, Bruno Funaroli, Mashash, Teague. Come on.
Yeah.
There's a big...
the thing is as well, though, is he didn't go, and this is no disrespect, but he didn't go from the NPL to, a Newcastle Jets.
No.
He went to fucking Western Sydney Wanderers, bro, where the fans are on your back, the club is on your back, the coaches are top tier, the players are top tier,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing as well, I can't stand, even the consensus in Australia, that the football people in Australia think the A-League shit. It blows my mind, bro. Like, it blows my mind. Like, the A-League's not shit, bro. I'm telling you now, it's not. Like, people, you know, you look how many players now are going to Europe. Young players, Australian players that are playing there are doing well.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that come from the A-League. But that's the one thing that annoys me, that, like, the Australian fans, like, yeah, obviously, you can't watch the Prem and then watch us and go, oh, wish. No, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, that's obvious. But if you just got around it and saw it for what it is, people would love it. The A-League, the results are mental. 5-4.
Yeah, exactly.
3-2.
Yeah.
Any team can beat anyone. Our league's actually fucking interesting.
Do you think
It's really interesting this year.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best
good?
years in a long time.
With the whole second division and all that sort of stuff coming in,
Yeah.
is that... So can I give you my opinion as a fan? Just
okay.
because I don't know how much interaction you get as a fan.
Yeah.
Jamie Aleague's been going. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, that's common. As a coach, as a player, as a right back.
I would love...
Yeah.
I feel the P90 gallery over there and stuff. But, I would love just relegation, promotion, all that sort of stuff. 100%. However, I'm a little bit more skeptical in the whole second division coming in and how it's going to work from a fan's perspective. And the reason why my mates, because I think I'm pretty similar to you in the sense of I'm an Adelaide fan, we're Adelaide fan. I would always go, and my mates would always say, shit. But for me, as a football fan, if I'm watching Man United on TV, I crave that experience of going to a game and cheering my team. So why would I not go do that? I do it for my own club when I was playing in a club. Yeah. For that, why would I not go do that for my own?
Yeah.
So if people are going to say that the standard of the A-League is bad, and I put in quotation marks because it's whatever. Why would you go watch a second division game? And then that's not to say the NPL now isn't good. I'm all saying the likes of Avondale, Heidelberg, they're killing it. But then it's like you just said before. Hypothetically, Avondale get promoted. Avondale go to Melbourne Victory, for example. The worst thing I think is Melbourne Victory smacks Avondale 6-0.
I don't think that happens, because what you'll see happen when there is a proper second, like obviously it's going to start in September, August, but I'm saying when it's proper in, and there's promotion relegation, it won't be a big difference, because you're going to see a lot of players that are fringe players in the A-League go to there, and it's going to filter down, and it's going to boost. So you're going to have, if you have Avondale, whoever, for example, and you have their best 10 players will stay, and then they'll probably get 6 or 7 that were fringe A-League players that were better than the rest of what they had.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think and this is obviously with due respect, like for the likes of someone like a Stefan Digber, obviously that's gone to a Premier Alliance, where you have, he was at Victory, and then he went to Brisbane, but he sort of fell into that category a little bit of being a fringe A-League player. Yeah. But he's a massive hoop for Preston. He's a fantastic player. And just to throw names out there, but someone like a Steph Kolakowski who's coming back from an injury, I think that would be an incredible pickup for Preston, for example, or one of these NPL clubs. Yeah. So if maybe, people are talking about this second division and everything, are you guys as players, or maybe yourself, evenly sort of hesitant on it's going to obviously need to take time, and do you believe it will draw more eyes, and is it for the best?
100%. I'm 100% for this second league, and is it the right time? People say, how can we do it? You just got to do it. Yeah. When's the right time? When is the right time? We have to grow this game somehow, right? And if you look at Japan, for an example, they had a 100-year plan. A 100-year plan of that's how proactive they are. And I always feel like that football in Australia has just been so reactive and not proactive, and this is the first proactive thing they're doing.
And they're still hesitant about it.
And they're still hesitant about it. I feel like you just got to it's anything in life. You take a risk. And
it should have been done 15 years ago.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So when's the right time to do it? I think it's just now. You know that saying, I think it's the Chinese say the right time to plant a seed was yesterday.
Yeah.
I think that's some good sayings.
We've had some wild sayings in this
So, I think it's only gonna bring the standard up, and I also think it's going to integrate the NPL fans, the hardcore NPL fans, into the A-League.
Yeah. What do you think happens with? I'm trying to think. I know Adelaide City is the NPL club over there.
Yeah.
What do you think happens to a Victory fan?
Yeah,
that's a die-hard South London fan. That's just
well, there you go. That's. I don't know. I think that's up to the individual person, but that's going to be wild, man.
Because that's the only thing.
There you go. Look, you just create that's where you think that's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad. That's what I'm saying. Like, can you, you know, it's only just gonna. I can't see it doing bad. Like bad for football in Australia.
No,
that's the thing. Like,
I agree.
It's hard because like when we're talking about is it the right time? It's like the A-League came in at a time where I think people were still talking about. Okay, they've gotten rid of the times that they got rid of the NSL because they wanted to take out.
That was the first big mistake.
They wanted to take out sort of the ethnic culture behind football, and then they wanted to really diversify it, and then they brought in the FA Cup, and the times where A-League clubs come to an NPL club, and you see the hype behind it, and you see all the coverage behind it of. The fans getting ready and the players gearing up for it, and it's like then they talk about the second division. It's like it's there, it's literally right there. Just go and do it.
But hence why, and I hate to be the bad buzz, but it's almost like a little bit to play devil's advocate. They've tried so long to get rid of any ethnic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of course. It's just that too many.
Yeah,
of course.
Where the first thing you're going to do, and I will do it too, is if you're a person owned, no. All you Macedonians come and support Barcelona.
100%.
So that's what's going to happen. It's all the clubs that still have their cultural backgrounds and like country backgrounds, like the Greeks and the Serbians and the Massos, or whatever it is, like wherever you are. There's these clubs that are in the NPL that back them so much, and they also support, say, Melbourne Victory or Melbourne City or whatever.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, no, I want to go here.
Yeah.
Because they're going to. They're going to cater to me more.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said, it's a good problem to have. I think the best thing is there's more competitive football. And that's what to say.
100%.
NPL's not competitive, whatever. It's more competitive.
It brings more money into the game, I think, as well. As in, like, you got to think now. If there's promotion relegation in the A-League right now, owners don't spend money.
No.
Right? Why should they?
Exactly.
You can't last.
Do
the league. You win the league, you get no money.
Yeah.
So, a lot of these teams, a lot of these owners as well, their teams doing bad in the A-League. Next season. Worry about next season.
It's like there's 6 games to go. We're bottom of the table top. Just run it out. Yeah.
So now owners are going to be forced to invest more money to make them better, so they don't get relegated.
Yeah.
And that works in the B League too, because even the NPL clubs already pump a lot of money, but it creates people want to be a part of things when things are going well. So, for instance. Melbourne Knights. There's a chance they could get promoted into the A-League. They can win something. They can do something. Some rich crow is going to be like, I'm on board. Here's the money.
100%.
So these owners now, even from that level, all these rich people in Victoria or Sydney or whatever that have the ethnic connection there. They will want to spend the money because I want to be a part of it. I want to say that I put in money to help South Melbourne get to the A-League.
Yeah, that makes more fans.
You know what I'm saying? As well. That's what they're going to do. And then it forces the A-League owners to spend more money. And when there's more money, it's better facilities, better standards.
Well, yeah, obviously, with that, we've been able to listen to your story, I guess, on the mic, because I've heard your story in the barber chair for 3 years now, so...
I've been sitting right next to them listening to it too.
But I've heard it all. But no, Dill, honestly, man, we thank you for coming in. It's good to see you back in Melbourne for a little bit. But yeah, good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Get back to the pre-season. Look after the little one now.
That's it.
That's it, man. But no, wish you all the best. Thank you. I think that's it from us, boys.
Yeah.
That's another episode.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you. Cozzy?
Thanks, guys. I think you were going to do this.
Nah. I have to give it to you.
Best of luck, as we said. Make sure to check Dylan out at Adelaide United. Check all the good stuff out too. And we'll be back next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Dill.
Thanks.